ready to move to that. Representative Davis, I see your hand up.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move we limit the debate to 15 minutes for and 15 minutes against.
That's a proper motion. Non-debatable. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Motion carries. All right, at this time, I have Maria Reed. I may pronounce these wrong, so forgive me. And she is, I'll let you sit down and state your name and who you're with. I believe she's speaking against the bill.
Good morning. My name is Mireya Ripe, and I am the founding executive director of Arkansas United Community Coalition. We're a nonprofit that's been working here in Arkansas for the last 5 years to actually support immigrants with their integration process here in Arkansas and to support them in opportunities to develop their leadership so that they can give back more to their state. And I think a lot of the people that you see here today who they have very much appreciated, just as Representative Smith said, a very civil and ongoing conversation, and we have appreciated his willingness and even the amount of time he's given in that conversation. I don't think any of us would consider ourselves puppets in this conversation around what's happening and real issues that are impacting our universities and our students. We're proud Arkansans. I'm the proud daughter of a Mexican American, proud to call myself Mexican American, but also an Arkansan. And for me, this is democracy in action, and I think you see people just wanting to see and be part of the process and do exactly what Representative Smith has called on, which is to work hard and to give back to our state, and that's what we see people doing here today. Our concern with the bill comes at the end of the day, and I think it's discerned even from you all's debates. There's no denying that this targets our immigrant community here in Arkansas, and the reality is here in Arkansas we've never passed legislation that targets our immigrants in any sort of way, and so I think that's where you see a lot of concern from our community and potential feelings, this reverberation, this gut feeling of concern about why that's necessary to do so. Here in Arkansas, I know where we have done some very valiant efforts at conversations around racial profiling, what that looks like, studying it, what that means. The reality is, anytime you target a subgroup the way that this bill would, you really are talking about potentially opening ourselves up to racial profiling, and something that, unless universities have the adequate funds to offer training for all administrators and for all staff, you're opening up our universities some additional liabilities. And universities already have a lot going on, as many of you all had discussed, and we would be concerned about our universities having to carry on this additional burden. Also here in Arkansas, there's no independent commission at this stage that one can lift up civil rights concerns or concerns around issues like this. And so that forces individuals to go through private attorneys, and that limits some of the discourse and conversation around, again, how does the implementation of these policies look like? And we know that there's unintended consequences. Just last week, as we were seeing our own federal law change very quickly before us in regards to immigration, we know that universities convened our foreign students all across this state to try and have them have those conversations. And in some of those campuses, Muslim students were put in a different room than other students and felt that they were singled out in a very specific way that made them feel fearful. And I know that that's not something that we're trying to inspire in our school and campuses. It wasn't an intention, but it happens when sometimes we add extra bureaucracy to our conversation. I also want to beseech to this committee, right now things are changing on the federal front in regards to immigration very, very quickly. And we know that one of the programs that it specifically includes our students, Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. I know we've talked a lot about our undocumented children, but many of them now are here with work permits and legally on our campuses. If that program were to go away, which is been discussed at the federal level by this current administration, all of a sudden you're putting in potential flux thousands and thousands of children who may now find themselves, maybe not previously under the target of this bill, but now all of a sudden doing so, and universities having to create additional policies and responding in ways that we don't think benefit anyone. We actually think it would create more chaos than resolve the chaos that Representative Smith is saying that he's wanting to fix. And I do, and I'd be remiss in not noticing some of the fallacies. For example, you have to have a valid visa to be on a university or campus here. There's no way that you can be studying and not have a valid visa. I'd like to say that our immigrants, all immigrants, pay taxes. It's impossible to live in Arkansas and not pay taxes. I'm afraid you can't go to Walmart and say, I'm sorry, I don't have status, I can't pay my taxes. Everyone that rents a house pays taxes as well. So everyone here is taxpayers. We're all talking about the same tax base and wanting to get the same education from that. And we're, again, I know that's been stated before, but also want to reiterate, even in our own work with university campuses, as much as they believe in diversity, no one is considering at this stage a sanctuary campus here in Arkansas. We believe in the freedom of speech, and we think it's great that that conversation has been engaged, but absolutely not a single university or college has talked about this, entertained this, or talked about, in terms of our professors, going rogue in any special way from their institution. Actually, a lot of professors would have liked to have spoken up on this specific issue, but out of respect to their institutions and following the leadership of their institutions, aren't here today, and they're teaching very valiantly our students. And I wish we didn't hold our teachers in such low esteem that we felt they had to be regulated in this specific way. But I'll close and just say, really, you know, I think two of our most important values here in Arkansas in education, one is the right to it, and secondly, it's feeling safe. I think that's an issue that you all have addressed, and I regret to say that this bill, there's just no way, even with the amendments that Representative Smith has offered, that it would allow our immigrants, our children of diverse backgrounds, children that may even look like they come from a different ethnic background, to feel safe on our campuses. And I think that's something we don't want here in Arkansas. Thank you so much.